He's got a soul. He's got a violin. Please give a warm welcome to the one, the only, the incomparable, Swil Kanim.
My best friend is a Harvard graduate Indian lawyer. That means I must be a successful Indian. Joe Bowen is from the Upper Skagit. Please give him a hand, everybody. Whenever I come here this time of year, I think a lot about what it is to be a veteran, and I think a lot about what it is to honor veterans and their efforts. And I'd like to dedicate this performance to veterans. But I also want to note that honor is a two-way street. I am a veteran. And I think about of all the things I could do with my skills, my talent, to honor the people that honor the quality expression of being that this film festival represents, honors my heart. With that, Haishkasia. Just a second. Well, my G-string slipped. Oh, I get it. Thank you. You're welcome. Some people, it's important that we tune before we play. It's always a little frustrating when we tune after we play.
You notice you're getting tuned tonight?
Yeah.
You notice you're getting tuned tonight?
Oh yeah. See, he's a smart lawyer, so when I told him that he could, when he could play, I said, how much would you charge? And he goes, we worked out a per note deal because he's a lawyer, and once we worked out that deal, then he pulled out the double-barreled flute.
Not two for the price of one.
My family and friends of family gathered at the Nooksack riverside to celebrate the life of a river. An elder spoke. His name was Chadaskatum Wichtalan, and you thought Swil Kanim was hard to say. Chadaskatum Wichtalan had something really important he wanted to say to us on that day. So even though they gave him a big stage with speaker stacks and a microphone, he wanted us to hear these words directly from his heart. So he stepped away from the microphone. And on that day, Chadaskatum Wichtalan said, in my mind, I thought, that sounds like a bunch of New Age hogwash. But in my heart, I knew there was so much more there, so I sat down with him at a picnic table, and I said to him, Chadaskatum Wichtalan, what did you really mean we need to listen to the trees? We need to learn from the trees like our ancestors did. What could a tree teach me? Without missing a beat, he looked up from his paper plate and he looked me square in the eye and he said, Swil Kanim, how long you studied that violin? I thought that was deep. All these years as I've studied the violin, I've been learning from a tree. I learned that every line in the grain of the wood is a symbol of a winter survived. That even trees make their mark during the toughest of times. So I told this story in concerts all across the country. I remember once I told a story at a university at Dayton, Ohio, and then in Chicago and San Francisco, and then I told the story in Japan and Korea, and that's like a whole different country down there. I came back home to the Lummi Indian Reservation, and I was telling the story one more time in honor of Chadaskatum Wichtalan, who was in the audience, but he interrupted my story on that day. He said, Swil Kanim! Swil Kanim! And I said, yes, Chadaskatum Wichtalan? And then he said, my hearing aid was turned down that day. I really just wanted to know how long you studied violin. I thought that was deep. He took me up to an old-growth forest up near Mount Baker, Washington. We call it Como Colshan. He took me to the base of a tree that was so big, I swear we could all fit inside of this tree. It was huge. He had me look up, and it looked like it went off into infinity and beyond. He assured me it's only a couple 100 feet tall, but still I was like, geez. And then he said, what I want you to do is listen to this tree and tell me what you hear. And all I could hear was the tree go, creak, creak, creak. Chadaskatum Wichtalan, he could tell I heard something, so he says to me, Swil Kanim, tell me what you hear. And I says to him, Chadaskatum Wichtalan, all I hear is creak, 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 creak. You got the giggles over there. That's good. I'm taking you with all of my audience. Chadaskatum Wichtalan said, Swil Kanim, you're listening with your ears. Listen with your heart. Watch the branches. They'll give you a beat to a song. Listen to the wind. Listen to the birds. They'll sing a melody. Your job is to just play along. And so I did. And this is the song that came to me on that day. It's called abordandante.